You already know that feeling. You sit down to get something done, and within minutes your brain just drifts. You read the same sentence 3 times. You start a task and somehow end up staring at the wall. Your thoughts feel like they're wrapped in fog, and no matter how hard you push, you just cannot seem to cut through it. That is not laziness. That is not weakness. That is your brain telling you something important, and today we're going to talk about what it is actually trying to say. Here is something most people never realize. The food on your plate has a more direct connection to your mental sharpness than almost anything else in your life. Not your sleep schedule, not your stress levels, not even your exercise routine. What you eat every single day is either feeding your focus or quietly destroying it. And the difference between someone who operates with crystal clear mental energy and someone who drags themselves through the day in a mental haze is often just a few specific foods that one person eats and the other person skips entirely. Let that sit for a second, because this is not complicated science. This is something real, something you can do starting today. Now, before we go deeper, there is something I want you to know about. Linked in the video description right now is a program that takes everything we are covering today and builds it into a complete structured system designed to transform not just your focus but your entire mental performance from the inside out. The results people have been getting are genuinely remarkable, but here is the thing. Most people are going to watch this video, feel inspired, and then go back to eating the exact same things they always have. They are going to tell themselves they will start tomorrow, and tomorrow never comes. If that is not going to be you, check the description now before you finish watching. Now let us talk about your brain. Your brain is the most energy-hungry organ in your body. Even though it only makes about 2% of your body weight, it consumes roughly 20% of your total daily energy. And it is not like your other organs that can coast along on whatever scraps are available. Your brain demands specific nutrients, specific building blocks, specific fuel sources to fire correctly. When it does not get them, it slows down. Connections weaken, signals get delayed, and you end up feeling mentally sluggish, irritable, and completely unable to focus the way you know you are capable of. Scientists who study brain function have found over and over again that what we eat directly shapes our neurotransmitter production, our brain cell structure, and even the speed at which our neurons communicate. This is not theory. This is measurable. This is documented. And yet almost nobody talks about it in plain, simple terms. So here is what actually happens inside your skull when you eat the wrong things. Picture this. You eat a meal that is high in processed sugar and refined carbohydrates. Your blood sugar spikes rapidly. For about 20 minutes, you might actually feel sharper, more alert, a little buzzed. But then your body releases insulin to bring that sugar down and your blood sugar crashes. Hard. And in that crash, your brain suddenly has less glucose available than it needs. You hit a wall, that post-lunch slump that hits you like a truck, that mid-afternoon brain fog that makes you want to put your head down on your desk. That is your brain running on fumes because you gave it the wrong fuel. Now do that every single day, over weeks and months and years, and the damage is cumulative. Brain researchers have linked poor diet patterns to reduced hippocampal volume, which is the part of your brain responsible for learning and memory. They have linked it to higher levels of neuroinflammation, which is essentially your brain being chronically irritated and swollen on a microscopic level. And they have linked it to lower production of BDNF, which stands for brain-derived neurotrophic factor, a protein your brain needs to grow new connections and stay sharp as you get older. This is serious. And if you have been feeling like your thinking is not as clear as it used to be, like you are forgetting things more easily, like it takes you longer to process information than it once did, you are not imagining that. Your brain is sending you a distress signal. But here is where everything changes. The exact same science that shows us how food destroys focus also shows us how food rebuilds it. Because your brain is remarkably responsive to nutrition. People who shift their diet deliberately have reported dramatic improvements in their mental clarity in as little as 1 to 2 weeks. Sharper recall, faster thinking, better mood, more sustained energy throughout the day without crashes. The brain is not a machine that breaks and stays broken. It wants to heal. It wants to thrive. You just have to give it what it needs. So let us get specific. Fatty fish is arguably the single most powerful brain food you can eat. The omega-3 fatty acids found in salmon, sardines, mackerel, and herring are literally the structural building blocks of your brain cells. About 60% of your brain is made of fat, and a significant portion of that is DHA, one of the main omega-3 fatty acids found in fatty fish. When you eat these foods regularly, you are literally giving your brain the material it needs to build and maintain healthy cell membranes. Studies have shown that people who eat fatty fish 2 to 3 times per week show significantly better cognitive performance and dramatically lower rates of cognitive decline over time. If you are eating fish that often, your brain notices. If you are not, your brain notices that too. Blueberries are next, and do not let their small size fool you. These are one of the most researched brain foods on the planet. They contain powerful antioxidants called flavonoids that cross the blood-brain barrier and accumulate directly in the regions of the brain associated with learning and memory. Research conducted at major universities has shown that regular blueberry consumption can improve memory, delay brain aging, and even enhance communication between brain cells. The deep blue color itself comes from anthocyanins, which are among the most potent anti-inflammatory compounds found in any food. Chronic neuroinflammation is one of the leading silent drivers of mental fog and cognitive decline. Blueberries fight that directly. Eggs deserve far more credit than they get. The yolk in particular contains something called choline, a nutrient that the majority of people do not get enough of in their daily diet. Choline is a direct precursor to acetylcholine, which is one of your brain's most important neurotransmitters. Acetylcholine is involved in learning, in focus, in attention, and in memory formation. When your choline levels are low, all of these functions suffer, and here is what makes this so impactful. One single egg contains a meaningful amount of your daily choline requirement. Eating eggs daily is one of the simplest, most affordable ways to support your brain at the most fundamental chemical level. Dark leafy greens like spinach, kale, and collard greens are absolutely loaded with nutrients that directly support brain health. Vitamin K, folate, lutein, and beta-carotene are all found in high concentrations in these vegetables. Research published in major neurology journals has shown that people who eat 1 to 2 servings of leafy greens per day have the cognitive function of people who are significantly younger. That is not a small deal. That is your food literally slowing down how fast your brain ages. Walnuts look like a tiny brain for a reason. They are uniquely rich in a plant-based form of omega-3 fatty acids, and they also contain vitamin E, which is a powerful antioxidant that protects brain cells from oxidative stress. Studies have found that higher walnut consumption is associated with significantly better cognitive test scores. A small handful of walnuts in the morning, or as an afternoon snack, is one of the most brain-forward decisions you can make. Turmeric, specifically its active compound curcumin, has shown remarkable ability to cross the blood-brain barrier and directly benefit the brain cells inside. It has been shown to increase BDNF levels, which we talked about earlier as the protein responsible for growing new brain connections. Higher BDNF has been linked to improved learning, better memory retention, and a reduced risk of cognitive diseases. Adding turmeric to your meals daily, even in small amounts, is one of the most powerful and overlooked things you can do for long-term mental sharpness. Dark chocolate, with a cacao content above 70%, contains flavonoids, caffeine, and theobromine. This combination improves blood flow to the brain, enhances mood through serotonin production, and has been shown in multiple studies to improve attention, processing speed, and working memory. A small amount daily is genuinely beneficial. This is brain fuel that tastes extraordinary. Green tea stands apart from other caffeinated beverages because of a unique amino acid it contains called L-theanine. L-theanine promotes a state of calm alertness by increasing alpha brainwave activity. This means you get the mental energy boost from caffeine without the jittery, anxious, scattered feeling that often comes from coffee. The combination of caffeine and L-theanine working together creates a focused, clear mental state that many people describe as the best cognitive experience they have ever had from a beverage. Avocados provide healthy monounsaturated fats that support healthy blood flow to the brain. Good circulation means more oxygen and nutrients reaching your neurons. They are also rich in vitamin K and folate, both of which have been associated with better cognitive function and lower rates of neurological damage over time. Now here is the thing I want you to really absorb. Every single one of these foods is accessible. They are in your grocery store right now. None of them require a prescription, none of them require special equipment, and none of them require you to completely overhaul your life overnight. But the key is consistency. Eating blueberries once is not going to transform your mental clarity. Eating them, along with these other foods, in the right combinations, at the right times, built into a daily structure that your body and brain can depend on. That is when the real transformation happens. That is when people start saying things like, "I cannot believe how much clearer my thinking is. I am getting more done in 3 hours than I used to get done in an entire day. I feel like myself again." That gap between knowing about these foods and actually living in a way that makes them work for you daily is exactly what our program in the video description was built to bridge. And here is the honest truth I want to leave you with. Most people are going to learn this information today and do nothing with it, not because they do not want to change, but because change without a clear, guided structure almost always fades within days. The few who actually take this seriously, who use a real system designed specifically for this, are the ones who end up looking back 6 months from now completely astonished by how different their mental life feels. The program link below is for those people. If that is you, the time to decide is not later. It is right now. Your brain has been waiting for this,